Hello, and welcome to Life as It Is with Dora Middleton. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about society and how we all think beauty should be portrayed. I'm also going to talk about social media and body shaming and how people are led to think that they're less beautiful than the next person. We're living in a world today to where people feel that if you're not the size 3, then you're not beautiful. Or if your hair isn't long, you're not beautiful. Or if your figure, if your figure isn't where they feel it should be, then you're considered not beautiful. As a woman, it seems to me as if everyone feels that they need to be validated by someone else in this world, when we all know that you don't need to be validated by anyone but yourself. We all have got to learn to love ourselves and stop looking toward someone else for that love. When if you can't love yourself, then how do you expect for someone else to love you? We've also have to learn that these are just words. We've got to have thicker skin so that when you do have people that's trolling the internet and saying things that's hurtful toward other people because they feel in their book they're not beautiful, you have to learn that those are just words. It's not what people say to you is what you answer to. So we have got to get the self-esteem that we need as women and men, because there's also men that's body shamed out there. You know, if you don't have the muscles and the abs, then you're considered not gorgeous, or, you're not handsome. You're not sexy, which is not true. Sexiness comes in all shapes and forms. You don't have to look a certain way to be considered sexy or handsome or beautiful. You basically just have to be yourself. And most of all, as I stated before, you just need to love yourself, because, again, if you can't love yourself, you definitely can't expect someone else to love you. You should never allow someone to have you feeling a certain way. You shouldn't allow someone to discourage you and have you depressed and thinking that you're less than what they are, because you're just as good as they are or better. And I think that things need to be changed on social media so that people won't be able to be body shamed or harassed or bullied because of the way that they look. And I think at this day and age in 2019 that people have just gotten so into bullying over the internet that it's like the norm every day, where you have grown-ups picking on children for no reason whatsoever. These children are 11, 12 years old, 13 years old, and you have a 40 or 50-year-old person calling them ugly, saying they're not attractive, they're dumb, they're stupid. And I happen to believe that when you find a person like that, the things that they're calling you is how they're feeling about themselves. This is what they feel about themselves. So they're putting their feelings that they're having about themselves and their life up on you. So they want to take out that disgust that they have for themselves out on the next person instead of making themselves better. What everyone needs to do is basically just look in the mirror and tell yourself, this is who I am. I love me. I love the way I look. I will change for myself if change is needed. But I will not allow anyone to bully me into doing anything that I don't want to do, or into feeling any way that I don't want to feel. And I think that more people need to open their eyes up toward the bullying so that they too will see that this is wrong. And I also feel if you don't find a problem with the way society is right now, then you're a part of the problem and you're definitely not a part of the solution. There is no way that there should be children that's 5, children that's 7, or any child or anyone committing suicide because of bullying on social media or bullying at school or at work. I think, as years has passed by, people have lost their self-respect. They have no morals. And it's like most of these people out there, some people are just running around like savages. They're just running around thinking that what they're doing is okay. Like, this is not a problem. This is definitely a problem. There's no way that anyone should be feeling some type of way because someone decided that they were going to get up on the wrong side of the bed and start to bully people. I mean, bullying has gotten so bad to where it's been a part of the mass shootings that's been taking place at the schools, in the workplaces, in the just places of business, period. Because people have mistreated people to the point that they feel they have no way out. And that's sad. It's sad. And also, I feel that in this country, we need to do a lot better with mental illness. There should be things out there that people can, programs for people with mental illness. People don't recognize it. They just feel this person is running around here and they're just doing things because they're just, they're crazy, they're stupid, they're this and they're that. These are the words that people use when it's all a part of mental illness. And if you're dealing with mental illness and you're dealing with harassment from others and no, you're not getting any respect and you're trying to be heard and no one's listening to you, this is the outcome. We're living in a world today where there's just so much hatred and disrespect that you're almost afraid to walk out your front door because you really don't know what you're going to encounter. Look at road rage. You can't even get over in front of someone. You're driving the correct way, but people are so angry and so bitter and don't even know why they're angry and bitter, to where if you get over, you stand a chance of this person getting off on the next exit with you and shooting you for no apparent reason, just because you were driving. You shouldn't be afraid to leave your house and think that there's a chance that you might not return due to someone's insecurity, due to someone being angry about something that you had no part in, or being due to someone that's dealing with mental illness that hasn't been able to get treated medically the way that they should. I think that we need to change a lot dealing with the healthcare system so that more people can have insurance so that they can be treated and get the medication that they need, get the things that they need to get them right in their mind. But we're not dealing with these situations right now. All we're dealing with is the heated hatred toward one another, in most cases due to race. People are running around thinking one race is better than the other. We are all created equally, but we decided as humans to take it upon ourselves to say who's better and who's beneath me and who's better, who should get this and who shouldn't. We all should be treated equally. There should never be a time where one race should think that they're more superior than the other. It should never be a time where when people are being judged in courts, they're judged due to race. If you commit a crime, two people commit the same type of crime, but just happen to be different races, they should get the same time. One shouldn't get life in prison and one get a slap on the wrist. That's not how it works. This is not how it should be in society today. And you find people not wanting to touch base on racism and the issues that we're having with racism. It's like people feel as if it's okay. If I turn around and act like I don't acknowledge it, then I don't have to deal with it. That's not true. At some point in your life, you're going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to deal with all the problems that's taking place in the world, because those problems, if left untreated, if left not if someone doesn't work these problems out, we're going to continue to turn on channel 2, channel 4 news or whatever, and we're going to see mass shootings. We're going to see people road raging full of hatred for no reason. We've got to deal with this as a nation together. We have to sit down. We really need to sit down and figure out how we can change what's going on. What can we do? Don't run. Don't act like it's not happening. Don't pretend like everything is just okay because it hasn't touched your family yet, because your family hasn't had to deal with tragedy like others. Don't do that. Don't just sit back and think that this is okay. The same is like school bullying. Don't sit back because your child is not being the one that's bullied and act like it's okay. Well, it's not happening to my child, so why should I care? That's not the way you should think about it. This is a child that should not have to go through life being bullied by someone that I have always felt this myself, that this bully that's in these schools, I feel that they're being bullied at home, whether by their siblings or by their parents. They might come from a place where, they don't know how to talk out their problems. They only know how to anger. And they might come to school or come to the workplace and feel that they have to bully others because they're being bullied, because they feel, well, why should I care about the next person? Because these people at home aren't caring about me, so I'm just going to go and wreak havoc in everyone else's life. No, that's a no-no. This is not the way it should be. We need to do better, people. We really need to do better. We need to make this world a safe place to live. Okay? We should be able to walk out of our house and out of our homes and not worry about being hurt, or not worry about being gunned down. We should be able to go shop in a store without being harassed. And that works both ways. I mean, all of this happens. There's not a race out there that's not being discriminated against. You have blacks being discriminated against. You have whites. You have Chinese. You have Hispanics. I mean, the list just goes. I mean, it never stops. No, I believe that every race out there, we're all dealing with the same thing. You have a lot of bigots out there. You have racism is taught. I don't believe you're born with it. I believe it's taught. But yet you have generations, teaching their children to be racist. People don't, you don't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to be racist today. No, that's not how it works. It's taught, and it starts at home. And I think that we should do better. We really should do better. You have to learn to love one another. That's the way we were sent here to be. But it's like everyone has gone astray. Religion even isn't the way, it should be. You have people using religion as a way to make money. You have churches. There was a time in church where you could go to your pastor and talk about anything, and he would see you through. Or you can go to your pastor and tell him, hey, this is what I'm dealing with. I need help. You might have bills behind, and the church and the congregation will step in and they will be there to help you. Not anymore. It's not like that. You have what I call mega churches, where they don't know one from the other. They don't know their congregation. All they know is they have these 4,000 people that attend this big church that looks like a stadium. That all they know is this church is how I'm getting my 20 cars and my 4 mansions. They don't know you as a person anymore. They don't come to your home and pray over the ill like they used to back in the day. People have no love, no concern, no empathy for anyone anymore. And we need to work on that. I mean, we need to work on the situation with people in churches being molested. This is not how it should be. And people are going unpunished for that. People are turning their heads like it's okay. Like this is the new norm. They're covering up crimes that they shouldn't cover up. Just because the crime takes place in your place of worship does not mean that there shouldn't be punishment. And that's something that needs to be touched on as well. You just have, it's sad. It's sad that this world is in such a bad state right now. People aren't looking at the politicians for what they're capable of doing and what they plan on doing for the good of the people. Politicians, we're putting these people in office due to the color of their skin, due to how they feel about a certain race. We can't do that, people. We're just tearing down our country. We're tearing it down. That's not how you pick the representative for your country. This is not how we should do things. We should look at what they stand for, what they're capable of doing, what they're planning on doing for us as a people. Don't look at them and say, oh, this person is this race. Oh, I want them in here because I don't want the next person in here due to their race. Oh, no, no, no. This is why we're being torn down right now as a country, because we're making wrong choices here. We need to teach people to make the correct decisions for the right reasons. There is absolutely no reason why we should be judging by the color of our skin. You should never have to worry about going in to make a purchase or going in anything to any place to get a loan or just to do anything and be looked at like you shouldn't be there, like you don't have the funds, you don't have the credit, like you just shouldn't be there because they feel you shouldn't be able to make this purchase or get this loan. That's wrong. I feel that things need to change. And I must say, and I have never been the type of person to bite my tongue. And I'm going to say in this podcast right now, we need to change. We have to do better, people. We have to do better because I know I'm tired of it. I know I'm tired of it. And that's why I decided to do this podcast on bullying, racism, just everything that's happening in this world today. This is why I call my podcast Life as It Is with Dora Middleton. Life as it is. Because I'm always going to tell you how things are in this world. I'm not going by what anyone else has said. I'm going by what I have experienced in my own life. I'm going by all the hatred as a person that I've experienced at the hands of others. Okay? I will only always do my podcast and speak the truth. I will not lie, and I definitely will not candy coat anything. People, we need to do better. I'm going to continue to say it, and I really don't care who does not like it. I don't care. If you don't like what I'm saying, then you need to deal with whoever you are inside. There's some issues that you're having within yourself if you feel that what I'm saying is wrong. Because what I'm saying is completely honest, is completely 100% legit. I'm going by what I have seen and what I have experienced, and I'm not going to change anything that I've said. And if your ears does not want to hear what I'm saying, then I suggest you do something about it. I suggest you go and seek the help that you need to see why you have so much anger within yourself. Because we have to do better. We have got to do better. If we don't change, we're going to have a generation coming up of pure hatred, pure disrespect, no morals, no anything. And we're going to be older someday. We're going to be in our 80s or 90s. God bless us to make it that far. And we're going to have to be helped by a country, just people that might have been raised to be full of hatred, to just cause pain and inflict pain on others. That's not good. We're going to have a generation that just don't care. They don't care. It starts at home, people. This starts at home. We have got to do better. We have to sit our children down and let them know the right from the wrong. Let them know that you shouldn't bully others. You shouldn't think less than, shouldn't think that someone is less than you. Be something positive in someone's life. Show people that, okay, I'm here for you. You're here for me. I'm here for you. What is it that I can do to help you? Because I know that I've helped a lot of people in my lifetime. I can go to the store and I will offer you whatever it is I feel you need. I've helped people that didn't have the money to pay for the rest of their things, and I stepped up and paid for it. I didn't care what race they were. I didn't care about any of that. I just knew that they needed help. I mean, there's just situations that need to be talked about. I was at the store another time where I finished with my cart, and as you all know, carts, you get your quarter once you put the cart back. I even offered a man a cart, and this man snapped up so bad. I don't need this cart. I don't want it. I don't have any money. I said, sir, I never, and I was as calm as I could be. I said, sir, I don't need any money. Do you need this cart? I'm offering you this cart. And he humbled himself and he said, yes, ma'am, I do. Thank you. I appreciate it. That made me feel good, knowing that I was able to help this man humble himself and get whatever he was dealing with, set it aside and understand, I'm not your enemy here. I'm trying to help you, because I knew he was going to need a cart. He has these children, one being a baby. You can't shop and hold a child. So I knew that he was going to need this cart. So, I was willing to give it to him. I wasn't worried about getting this quarter back. Most of the time when I go to stores, I just leave the cart open so someone else can get it. I'm not worried about collecting that quarter. I'm trying to help the next person. As they say, pay it forward. Help someone out sometime. If we learn to do that, I think that we would be okay. But until then, we have a lot to learn. We have got to do better. We've got to take a look at ourselves and see what is it that we're doing wrong, or what is it that we can change, or what is it that we can do to try to help the next person do better with what they're doing. Most of all, what can we do for the children? Because children are the ones that's suffering through all of this mayhem. I mean, the kids don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. So they're just following the footsteps of the grown-ups that should obviously know better, that should have been taught better when they were children. But sometimes I guess people just don't teach their children right. That this is why we have grown-ups running around here like they have no sense. Like we often look at them like saying, who raised these people? Where did their parents go wrong? Because it shouldn't be like this. I think we need churches, regardless of religion, churches to come together, clean their house up, start there, do better so that they can help others. Stop making religion and churches all about money, all about wealth. What can I buy for me? While you're filthy rich, while your congregation is having problems paying a bill, but yet you have 10 cars and 10 mansions somewhere, and you're okay with this. That does not sit well with me. I don't think that I would ever go to a church that has that many members. I would never go to a church where they call it a mega church. I just can't, because the love is not there. It's I think it's just for money. And when I go to your church, and I've attended churches like this when I was looking for a church home. When you go to a church and all the conversation, the whole sermon is talking about what he's bought for his wife, or what house they own, or what new sports car they own, and how they travel here and there. And we're sitting in this church like, okay, but what have you done for the church? What have you done for the people that attend your church? Because we're putting the money, we're paying our tithes, we're giving donations. What have you done to give back to your congregation? I mean, have you set up some kind of fund within the church to help your congregation if they get in a bind, if they need something for their families? Can they call on the church? No, they haven't set anything up like that. What happened to getting communion and getting where the minister will pray over you and give you your communion? Now, these days, you go in these big churches and they don't do that. They don't pray over you and over the communion before you get it. They have communion set behind chairs. It's just sitting in baskets behind chairs, and they'll tell you, oh, if you want communion, feel free to get one out of this basket. They're located behind the empty chair back in the balcony over there. What? That's not how you do communion. But again, when you have these mega churches and it's turned into a money thing, because as they say, money can be the roots of all evil. People are greedy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Money is good to have money. If you're blessed with a lot of money, then thank God for it. You know what I'm saying? If you're blessed to have money, figure out a way. Sit down and think, okay, I have this money. I've been blessed with this. Now, how can I give back? How can I help other people? How can I talk to people? How can I help the homeless, help the poor? What can I do to give back? But most people don't do that. Most people sit back and they take their lavish trips. They start looking down on others and they feel, oh, well, I made mine. Make your own. That's not how you should be, because if God has given it to you, he can definitely take it back. So we all as people need to humble ourselves and know that you don't want to get a head that's too big, because it's always something that can bring you all the way down. You can be oh so rich at one point, and at the snap of a finger, you can be broke and just have nothing. And I think people need to realize that. Be humble. We have all got to humble ourselves. We have to start understanding that the world would be a better place if we all can learn to if we can just learn to work together, because we have to live amongst each other. So we have to make it work. The world would be a better place if we just learn how to work together. Stop having envy. Stop having jealousy. Stop having hatred. Stop all of the nonsense that is going on in this world today. We are in 2019. You would think that we would be way further than where we're at, but instead of getting better, it seems like the country has been knocked back. It's like we're seeing things that we saw back then that we shouldn't be seeing again now. When are we going to open up our eyes as a country? Really, as a nation, when are we all going to open our eyes up and see this is not how it should be? This is not something we should be dealing with in 2019. We should be better than this, people. We really should be better than this. We should not be sitting here acting like we don't see all of the murders, senseless murders, all of everything that's going. What happened to the times when people looked out for children? If you saw children walking down the street, you'll even help walk with them to make sure they got where they were going safely. Now we have so many people missing, and they're finding these people butchered and murdered. Why? Why is it that we see nothing? You have these murders that's taking place and no one sees anything. Let them tell it. But there's always someone that's seen something. Now, whether they want to talk or not, that's something totally different. We need to change that, people. We need to learn that if you see something, you need to tell someone about it. We also, as I would say, I'm going to start in with law enforcement. We have to do better with the way we do things. Stop bringing your personal issues to your job. Okay? You're supposed to protect and serve everyone. You protect and serve everyone. You don't treat some like they're beneath you, like they're savages, and then you turn around and you treat others like human beings. It doesn't work that way, people. No. You took an oath to protect and serve everyone. So how about protecting and serving all of us, not just some of us? And people most of all, protect these children. When you see children out alone, you find a parent, find whomever these kids belong to, and tell these people, this child is wandering off somewhere. I've been in places and I see these kids wandering off, and I see these people following these kids through the store. I've stepped in. Honey, where's your parent? Let's go find your parent. We have to do better. There's no way that you should have 50 children coming up missing from one area. What is going on, people? What is going on? Open your eyes. Be watchful. Care. Give a damn. Give a damn about each other. Give a damn. Care about these children, most of all. We have to do better. And I'm going to continue to do my podcast and tell you every single time, people, we've got to do better. We've got to. I mean, something has to change. We have to start fresh. We got to figure out where we're going wrong. Society, where are we going wrong? I know that there's going to be some people out here that might not like what I've said, but you know what? You don't have to listen, but it's not going to change what I said. It's not going to change what's going on, because what I'm speaking to you all out there is the truth. And if you can't handle the truth, then you need to get up and get yourself together. Sometimes the truth might hurt, but you know what? You can't not say it just because you might have people out there that's hurt by what they're hearing, because a lot of people don't like to hear the truth, and it does hurt the people. Some people, the truth might hurt you, but the truth is what we all need. And I'm going to continue to speak the truth, because that's what we all need. I've listened to a lot of shows where people think it's okay to be one-sided. People don't want to hear the truth. I mean, they will give you a deaf ear, walk away. They don't want the truth. They will start spitting fire when you hit on something that's the truth. And you know why? Because that particular person that you're talking to is a part of the problem. They are definitely not a part of the solution. They're a part of the problem. And I believe that we have a lot that we really need to change for the sake of the children. We need to do better for the children. We're grown-ups, people. We need to do better for the children. Let them have a better future than what we've had, dealing with everything we've dealt with as a nation, basically. Let them get something better. Let them see better. Let them know, okay, it doesn't have to be like this. I mean, let them see that we can do better. I mean, if they see that we can make a change, then guess what? They'll be willing to change. Because like I said, everything that we're dealing with right now started at home. All the problems, people felt it was a lot easier to just sweep something under the rug rather than talk about it. There's things that they just don't want to talk about. And I'm going to talk about it. Every podcast that I do, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about how we need to change. We all need to change. No one's perfect in this world. I'm going to say that. No one is perfect, but we all need to do better. So until next time with Life as It Is with Dora Middleton, I am out. Think about what I said, and people, let's make a change.